Shalom, Israel. Yeah. Look at that there. Yeah, it's going down today. Yes, it's going down today. Getting ready for the Shabbat this weekend. Has plenty of food to eat, man. Look at that there, boy. It's going down today, boy. Yeah.
Smells good.
All right. Right there over there. Yeah. Well, I hope y'all having a blessed day today. Wanted to share a few words while I'm out here grilling. You know. You can see me now. All right. Set this up here. All right. Shalom, Israel. Kwam Sharat, Yasharala. You know, hope you're having a blessed day as we get ready to go forth in the Shabbat this weekend. Man, it was raining a little bit early, not much, but little sprinkles, and you know, got done whatever I had to do today until them children get off of school and then go get them, and then enjoy the rest of the weekend. And it's out here grilling a few little things, but you know, with all this stuff going on, you know, in the news, and well, I can't even say in the news because the news don't even report the news anymore. You got we get our news from Facebook and you know, other, you know, news apps and other things like that, because you know, CNN and what you call it, Fox and all those channels, they don't be talking about nothing but Donald Trump. There you got Iran shooting missiles at, you know, or shooting at you know, the U.S. military out there, and the military shooting back at them, and all we hear about is Donald Trump all day. You know, it's you know, it's a setup, man. It's a setup. They got this thing set up and rigged so good. You know, only people that's sleep and ain't really paying attention to know that there's more that's going on in the rest of the world, like Yahushua coming, all these plagues of Egypt coming about the land, these mass animal deaths and earthquakes in diverse places like in Italy and other places around the world, around the ring of fire, and you know, all these pestilences, these Zika viruses, mosquitoes, and these floods, these man-made storms and floods like in Louisiana, all this stuff going on, and you know, you cut on the news and all you hear is about Donald Trump, That ought to tell you, that should raise a red flag and say, man, it got to be more stuff going on besides this. So you know what I do? If I am gonna watch the news, I'll go watch BBC, So if you got the BBC channel or the PBS news out, watch them too. Because you watching CNN and Fox, they ain't gonna talk nothing about Donald Trump the whole time. At least BBC, you know, they quick to talk about America. They talk about all the dirty stuff that's going on in America, the stuff that America don't even talk about. So, you know, that's why I watch BBC, because they let you know what's going on around the rest of the globe while America is worrying about Donald Trump, you know. So, you know, it's just crazy, you know, all this stuff going on, but it's not like we ain't know it was coming. Because, you know, according to the word, we knew that these days was going to come. Perilous times would come, and it's here. We seeing these things. So, with that said, you know, shalom, brother, shalom. You know, with that said, we can't really just let our minds just be in a drunken stupor and I say drunken, you know, but, you know, a lot of these days, you know, days are rough on people. People, getting, drinking more than usual and doing other kind of things they ought not to do. But we can't let these things get us to the point where we are in error or not within the mark with the Father. These things that keep us away from the Father, these sins. So we can't allow these. In other words, we can't allow these last days to get us to the point where we're not in order or in a line with the Most High. Because if we allow that to happen, then when the Most High comes, guess what? He's gonna catch you off guard, buddy. You're gonna be one of them ones knocking on the door. Hey, they're not baptized, and they're not cast out demons. They're not, in your name, and then the Most High say, hey, get away from me. I know you not. And and nobody wants to hear them words, especially from the Most High, huh? That'll be just devastating. That'd be worse than getting turned down from your school crush. On a whole nother level. You done try to do your best on this life, and then when it's time to for judgment, you think you're going somewhere, and then the words you hear, whoo, man. That's why I said in the book of Enoch, it said people gonna be falling out. He said people gonna be in a fetal position when the Most High tell them to get them depart from Him. He said he gonna make the people of sin depart from Him, from His presence, so they might not even see His glory. He said they're gonna be cast away into a dark pit. They said they're gonna be during the day of judgment. They're gonna be in a fetal position, crunched over with their stomach and bitter. And just in much pain. They say their stomach's going to be in so much pain because they're going to hate to hear them words. I'm like, man. And I can just imagine all these sinners out here crouched up in the fetal position on their way to hell. Man. So, whatever you do, stay on the right path with the Most High. If you ain't on the right path, get on it quickly, because you ain't got much time. As these things starting to ramp up, these earthquakes, fires, floods, pestilence, sinkholes, famines, droughts, hurricanes, tornadoes, all these diseases, these viruses, and a lot of this stuff is man-made, y'all, because they got these so-called elites and whatnot. They got plans to kill out the population. They're going along with the New World Order handbook. That's part of their plan. Start race wars, start division, and then come in and kill them with Zika and bug spray, and kill them with man-made fires and arson and man-made floods and all this other crap. And them satellites they got up there controlling the storms and all that going on. So a lot of this stuff is being caused by these demon humans. These demonic humans, which makes sense, because what I'm about to read to you explains exactly what I just said. About in the last days during the tribulation period, people are going to be possessed by these demons, and these demons are going to show through these people to the point where people ain't going to know what's going on. They ain't going to know who are these people walking on the earth. So today I'm gonna read a couple passages from the book of Baruch. If you ain't got this by R.H. Charles, same person who made the Apocrypha and the other books, the King James version of the Apocrypha, he's the same guy. So this was also part of the missing books. And really, the Apocalypse of Baruch is nothing more than the second book of Baruch. So if you got the Apocrypha, you got the first book of Baruch, and this is the second book of Baruch, and the Assumption of Moses. And man, it's deep on what it talks about the 12 stages of the tribulation period that we going through now. And so I just want to share a little word with you on that, because I see all the stuff going on, and people are finding other going down other avenues besides going towards the Most High. And you know what he said, you know, everybody on that broad path is the way to destruction. You know, stay on that narrow path. And I know and I know staying on that narrow path, man, you're gonna lose a lot of friends, you're gonna lose a lot of family, because everybody ain't trying to go down that narrow path. Just look at our ancestors. Most High tried to get them to go on that narrow path in the wilderness of Zen for 40 years, and they did nothing but walk around the desert in circles for 40 years watching their children die. Because they didn't want to get on the narrow path. And they rather had wanted, they cried out to Moses talking about, you know, let's go back to Egypt. At least they fed us there. You know? And that's how our people are today. You know, instead of trying to seek the Most High on these things, you know, well, let's just keep worshiping false gods, and let's keep pagan holidays, and let's just eat what we want, do what we want, you know. At least we getting fed. You know, let's continue to go to these dead churches, because at least we just hearing the word, you know. All that stuff ain't gonna save your life, ain't gonna save your soul. So what's gonna save your soul is narrowing your walk and getting in this book. That was gonna save your soul, and stop letting everybody else teach you and tell you everything. You know, one thing I learned in the military, you know, go research yourself. Always do your own research. Don't just let somebody just tell you what it is or give you a set of instructions and you be like, okay, yeah. You better go print them instructions out and read it for yourself. So, you know, just like you got ready for them boards and everything, you know, the people who passed the boards actually went and studied and got the instructions, so they can be learning up on them instructions instead of just sitting in the classroom letting somebody tell them what they need to know to pass the board. They actually went and did their own research and did their own study. And that's much, you know, that's kind of like how our spiritual walk need to be. We need to go do our own study. If you sit up there and just let that Gentile preacher up there tell you everything and you believe it, and you don't go read it for yourself, hey, he could tell you any daggum thing and have your behind going smooth to hell. Do you trust your pastor that much? Do you trust your priest and your pope that much with your life, with your soul? You better go do the research yourself. So in the book of an Apocalypse of Baruch, okay, I'm reading on page 51, chapter, what's this? It's in Roman numerals, so 27. I believe it's 27. Okay, 27, chapter 27 through 30. Chapter 27 through 30, I think that's what it is. So it says, talking about Baruch, it says, and he answered and said unto me, talking about the Most High, it says, into 12 parts. This is talking about the 12 woes, the Messiah and the temporary messianic kingdom. Okay. Notice he said the Messiah. He ain't say the Christ. Okay. He ain't say JC. So I'm about the Messiah. Okay. That's why you need to go read these other books. They talking about the Messiah in here. I'm talking about Jesus Christ. They don't talk about that. They talk about Yeshua the HaMashiach, the Messiah. So he's talking about the temporary messianic kingdom and the Messiah, and how this tribulation period is broken down into 12 parts. Okay. It said into 12 parts, it is into 12 parts is that time divided. Okay. And each one of them is reserved for that which is appointed. Okay. So the tribulation period is divided into 12 parts. Okay? And each part is reserved for that time appointed for it. In the first part of the tribulation period, there shall be the beginning of commotions. The beginning of commotions. You know what commotions is? Riots, looting, you know, all these all these near misses like we going on, these wars, rooms of wars. Commotions. Okay? And we seeing a lot of that going on. These all these different commotions and killings from the the oppressors against the children of Israel, the children of Judah. Okay? It says, and in the second part, there shall be slayings of the great ones. So there should be killings or murders of the great ones. Okay? So in these parts, we talking about the children of Israel. The whole house. Okay? Zion and Israel. It says, and then the third part, the fall of many by death. The fall of many by death. Now, these three parts we already, seeing take place every day. Commotions, slayings of great people, and many falling by death. It's crazy, I sat down and looked at that stuff that went on, that earthquake, what some people say it was man-made, but hey, ain't no telling, But this little earthquake in diverse places like Italy, and all them people just dead. I was like, man, it's like, man, it's like a life is like a piece of paper now, Life is worth a piece of paper. I mean, if you think about it like that, that's how fragile it is. It's like a piece of paper. So many people dead in one time. It's ridiculous. But these things must happen. So I understand. So I ain't gonna pray against it. I'm gonna pray to continue. Because these things must continue. So we can go home. Because in the midst of all this, all these people dying and stuff, we got to remember that the Most High say He will repay. He will have vengeance on our adversaries. So don't get caught up in all this. Pray for this place, pray for that place. Because you got to remember, half of them people are from the seeds of the people who, tortured, raped, murdered, and killed our ancestors. So I understand when all these people die. When I really too much don't shed no tear, I know it's judgment. Judgment is ugly. Nobody ever said judgment was gonna be pretty, but the Christian churches. That's why they put him coming in the clouds, holding a little lamb like it's gonna be pretty. Judgment is judgment. Judgment is gonna be ugly. That means it's gonna be deadly. So you don't know who them people is over there. If you don't know who them people is, hey, what you praying for them for? That's judgment. That's judgment. It's just a shame when all our people get slaughtered over here, ain't nobody praying for us. When our people are getting slaughtered in Africa, ain't nobody praying for them. But when it comes to France, Italy, and all these other places, pray for this place, pray for that place, praying for them for. Then all them sellers are slaves too. I'm just saying, it's judgment. You don't get no tear from me. It's judgment. He said, the third part, the fall of many by death. Number 5. It says, and in the fourth part, the sending of the sword. So many gonna fall by death, and in the fourth part, many gonna fall by the sword. The sending of the sword. And then the fifth part, famine. Famine. And withholding of rain. Famine and drought. Because when you got famine, you withhold the rain, guess what? You got drought in the land. Like California had all that drought. Now look, they got so much drought over there and famine. And a little spark of flame set the whole state on fire. Because their ground is so dry with the holding of the rain. And the sixth part, earthquakes. Ain't we seeing an uptick of that? Almost every day there's an earthquake. Cause what I do is I got the little the geographical I forgot what they call it. The geographic center that's in the earthquake alerts. So I got that, they send me emails on that every time an earthquake hit. Okay, so I keep up with them earthquakes, and man, there's a lot of them. Sometimes 4 or 5 times a day, every day. 6 point this, 7 point that. I didn't even seen 8 point somethings. He said when the Mashiach gonna come back, it's gonna be like birth pains, like a woman travail, like the crowning of the head, and a lot of these earthquakes take place in the ring of fire. You don't know what the ring of fire is? Maybe go research that. Earthquakes and terrors. And it says, and 8, and wanting. With all these earthquakes and terrors, people are going to be wanting for something. They've been wanting for peace. They've been wanting for safety. They're going to want somebody to come and save them from all this mess. Setting the stage for who? Not the Mashiach, but who? The anti-Mashiach. That's what this is setting the stage for. Because, the Most High allowed him a little bit of time to reign on the earth. Okay? So that's what they're going to be wanting. They're not going to be wanting the black Mashiach. They're going to be wanting the anti-Mashiach. Verse 9, it says, and in the 8th part, a multitude of specters. What are specters? Like, specters are like, what they call ghosts. Specters, spirits, okay? 8th part, a multitude of specters or spirits and attacks of the Shedem. What's the Shedem? Shedems are he-goat demons. So it says in the 8th part of the tribulation period, there's going to be a multitude of evil spirits on the earth, as well as attacks of Shedem, which are he-goat demons. Okay, which look like the Baphomet statue. That statue of I ain't gonna pronounce his name, but the other name for Lucifer that's in here. Okay, which is like a goat-like demon. So that same goat-like demon on that Baphomet statue that they had in Detroit and then what was it, Oklahoma and a couple other places that they going around the world with. In the last days in this tribulation period, we're gonna see more of that, but it ain't gonna be statues. We're gonna actually see people run around here like that, And it's possible. Why? Because we already know scientists already are cloning, are using DNA to clone animals with humans. So we already got that going on. So we're going to have evil spirits and goat-like demons running around. Shedems. It says, and then the 9th part, the fall of fire. So fire is going to be falling out the sky. Or what else causes fire coming out the sky? Talking about meteorites. Fall of fire. And in the 10th part, raping, which is considered, which is like martial law. Okay. Rapping, which is like martial law. Rapping means where people come in and take your property without your permission, or come in and kick you off of your property without your permission, which is like martial law. So after that fall of fire, you can expect what? Martial law. Because what's going to be going on during this time? All these ain't going to happen in order. All this is going to be going on at the same time. So while there's fall of fire, martial law, there's going to be commotion, slayings of the great ones, the fall of many by death, the sending of the sword, famine and withholding the rain, earthquakes and terrors, evil spirits and Shedoms, he-go demons, all at the same time during the tribulation period, during the 12 parts of the tribulation period. Okay. It says, and then the 11th part, wickedness and unchastity, wickedness and lust of the flesh. Unchastity meaning lust of the flesh. A lot of sexual perversion and wickedness going on. Well, we see that going on already. All this is going to be taking place at the same time, not in no order. It says, and then the 12th part, confusion. Confusion from the mingling together of all those things aforesaid. There's going to be confusion because we be like, it don't seem like we're in the tribulation period, though everything I just said is going on right now, even to this day. It said attacks. Remember that, the attacks of the Shedom. Okay? So you remember when they came out with them kids, came out with that Charlie mess, and them people was getting attacked in the school, them spirits was attacking they behind, and all that? All that stuff supposed to take place in these tribulation periods. That stuff is real, man. Don't mess with that stuff. That stuff ain't no joke. That stuff for real. Verse 14 says, for these parts of that time are reserved, and shall be mingled one with another, and minister one to another. So he's saying all this stuff is going to happen, not in any order, but they're going to mingle with each other. Okay? It says, for some shall leave out some of their own, and receive in its stead from others. Okay? So some of these things shall be left out and receive more so of the other things. Okay? It says, and some shall complete their own and that of others, so that those may not understand who are upon the earth in those days. So people might not understand who, keyword who, are upon the earth. And who we know are upon the earth that's going to be loose. Now we know Lucifer is going to be loose from his prison, but also who else? The fallen angels. That's the who that's are upon the earth. These fallen angels. Okay. It says, nevertheless, whosoever understandeth shall then be wise. For the measure and reckoning of that time are 2 parts, a week of 7 weeks. 2 parts, a week of 7 weeks. Times and a half a time. Okay. So then it's time and a half a time. All this stuff is going to be going down. And it says, verse 3, it says, and I answered and said, is it good for a man to come and behold? But is it better that he should not come, lest he fall? But I will say this also, will he who is incorruptible despise those things which are corruptible, and whatever befalleth in the case of those things which are corruptible, so that he might look only to those things which are not corruptible? But if, O Yah, those things shall surely come to pass, which thou hast foretold to me, so do thou show this also unto me, if indeed I have found grace in thy sight. Is it in one place or in one of the parts of the earth that those things are to come to pass? So he asking the Most High, are these, is all this stuff that we just went over, the oppression, raping, the martial law, the fire, and all this going on. So we asking, is it going to happen in just one place of the earth? Or it says, or will the whole earth experience them? And he answered and he said unto me, whatever shall then befall shall befall the whole earth. All these things going to befall the whole earth. It says, therefore, all who live shall experience them. So that means me, you, and everybody going to experience some of these things. Okay? We're going to experience some of these things because all of it's going to fall upon the earth. Now, which one of these things, you know, all of it is you know, is not good, you know. But the Most High keep his chosen people from these things. Because remember, he said he bring them into their own land and protect them from these things because he had not caused us to wrath. Okay? So we gonna see some of these things, but not necessarily we're gonna, you know, go through a lot of this stuff if we, you know, in order and not out of order. Yeah, remember that. Give me a second real quick. Let me flip this meal. Alright. Oh yeah, we good to go. Just chilling out smoking. We'll take that meat off after I get on with this. But so you said, you know, we know the Most High gonna protect a lot of us. You know, even when as far as to gather the children, the whole house of Israel, and bring them into their land of their forefathers, and protect us from there. While the rest of this, which I mentioned beforehand, part of this wrath, is gonna fall the rest of the earth, and we seeing a lot of it happening now. But you know, I do believe the Most High keeps us from a lot of this stuff. You know, and at least you better be praying the Most High keep you and cover you and your house from these things, because like I said, none of this stuff ain't no joke. You know, because of the fire, the sword, commotions, and oppression, and all these things get you. And shoot, you got to worry about demons and spirits. That's what I'm saying. You got to be ready to do some spiritual warfare in these last days. You ain't got no choice. And I personally did spiritual warfare on many occasions. You know, every day I got to do it. You know, dealing with these spirits out here that try to come against you. Let's read on. It says, for at that time I will protect only those who are found. I will protect only those who are found in those self-same days in this land. So remember, he said, I'm coming to get Judah first. That scattered the four corners of earth in the scripture. Okay? And bring them where? Bring them to the land of the forefathers to do what? To protect them. And the rest of the tribes are in Africa and Syria and Iraq and so forth. They're going to be able to walk back into the land of Zion. Where the Most High going to stand his foot on the Mount of Olives and do what? Protect us there from the rest of the world. Because during this time, World War III is going to be going on. Gog, Magog, fire going to be coming out of heaven. Earthquakes, terrors, martial law, all these other things going to be going down. So he's saying, the Most High telling you, for at that time I will protect only those. He ain't talking about the rest of the world. The rest of the world going to get some of this business. He's going to protect those who are found in those self-same days in this land, the children of the whole house of Israel. It says, and this shall come to pass when all is accomplished that was to come to pass in those parts, that the Mashiach, that the Messiah shall then begin to be revealed. It says, and Behemoth shall be revealed from his place. And Behemoth, if you do research on that, that's the beast from the land, or from the earth, the beast out of the earth. Okay, and the beast from the sea is Leviathan. It says, and Leviathan shall ascend from the sea. So these beasts that he was mentioning in Revelation, they are actually beasts called Behemoth and Leviathan. Okay. And it says, and those two great monsters which I have created on the 5th day, because remember he created Behemoth and Leviathan. If you read in the book of Jasher and the book of Enoch, it tells you that he created them in the 5th day when he created the earth. He created these beasts. Okay. So I created on the 5th day of creation, and shall have kept them until that time. And then they shall be for food for all that are left. They shall be for food for them that are for all that are left. The earth also shall yield its fruit 10,000-fold. Man, It says, in one vine there shall be 1,000 branches. Man. Now I done showed y'all my garden, and and I got orange trees and all kind of stuff out here, but can you imagine 1,000 branches and fruit, just oranges, just full up on the tree? Can you imagine that? I mean, people think we just gonna be shoot up out of here and go to heaven somewhere. We ain't going up there. We ain't even worthy to go up there, Heaven is gonna be right here on earth, once he cleansed the earth, and New Jerusalem come down. So all this land, we gonna have land just like the Israelites had land. We gonna all have land and kingdoms. We gonna have buying yards and buying workers, and we gonna have plowmen to plow our fields and all that good stuff. It's gonna be a good old time. And it says, and each branch shall produce 1,000 clusters, and each cluster shall produce 1,000 grapes, and each grape shall produce a core of wine. So we can be drinking wine, chilling. Shoot, man. It says, and those who have hungered shall rejoice. And those who have hungered shall rejoice. Moreover, also, they shall behold marvels every day. They shall behold marvels every day. Says for wind shall go forth from before me to bring every morning the fragrance of aromatic fruits. And at the close of the day, clouds distilling the dew of health. And it shall come to pass at the selfsame time that the treasury of manna shall again descend from on high. And they shall eat it, and they shall eat of it in those years, because these are they who have come to the consummation of time. Wow. It says, and it shall come to pass after these things, when the time of the event of the Mashiach is fulfilled, and he shall return in glory. Okay. So we know the Most High, when he comes and he brings us into our land, this is what we can expect. Fruit upon fruit, fresh manna, fruit everywhere. Wine, grapes, the whole nine, chilling, While the rest of the world is what? Going through all this persecution, fire, earthquakes, death, all this stuff going on, You better get with the Most High, Who don't want that? I'm gonna go over to chapter. I'm on page 81. Continue reading, and I think that's chapter 40, I believe. Yeah, so chapter 40. Talk about the last days and what's going to behold of it. It says, behold, the last days come, and it shall be when the time of the age has ripened. It says, and the harvest of its evil and good seeds have come, that the mighty one will bring upon the earth and its inhabitants and upon its rulers perturbation. And perturbation means anxiety, mental uneasiness, a deviation from a system, from an outside source. So he said, I'm gonna bring perturbation, a deviation from the status quo, from an outside source, from an outside of this earth source, and what else? Anxiety and mental uneasiness, of what? Of spirit. Of spirit. This thing's gonna be spiritual. Okay? So when the Most High brings these things upon the earth, it's gonna be a spiritual anxiety and uneasiness. And it's gonna be a deviation from a system, from an outside source, a perturbation. Okay? So this thing, we're gonna experience some spiritual heaviness, some anxiety, some mental uneasiness, vexation of the spirit in these last days, like we doing now. Look at the world. Look at everybody in the world today. Those who are on the broad path, they think everything is fine. They think me and you crazy. They think everything's fine. They don't got no uneasiness of their spirit. They ain't got no anxiety of what's going on in the world. When they hear of these wars and rumors of wars, and Iran shooting this, and North Korea practicing with submarines, shooting missiles at us, and all these terrorists and all, they look at this and I ain't worrying about none of that. As long as I go to church on Sunday, I'm good over here. They ain't got no mental uneasiness. But those who on the narrow walk, on the narrow path, hey man, they can see this stuff going on. They troubled in their spirit. They can feel something that's just calling out to them from an outside source. They can feel the Most High leading their lives and guiding them in all truth and understanding through His Spirit, the Ruach HaKodesh. And it says, and stupor of heart. Now, stupor means oblivion, or daze, or insensibility, or insensibility. So, oblivion of heart. I mean, our heart is just ready to faint, Cause we tired. Now we spiritually just drained, And it says, and they will hate one another. These things will hate one another. It means you be tired of being sick and tired of this place. You tired of all this anxiety. You tired of seeing all this stuff going on. You ready to go. And it says, and they will hate one another. It says, and provoke one another to fight. It says, and the mean shall rule over the honorable. It says, and it says, and the mean shall rule over the honorable, and those of low degree shall be extolled above the famous. It says, and the many shall be delivered into the hands of the few, and those who are nothing shall rule over the strong, and the poor shall have abundance beyond the rich, and the impious shall exalt themselves above the heroic. It says, and the wise shall be silent, and the foolish shall speak. Neither shall the thought of men be then confirmed, nor the counsel of the mighty, nor shall the hope of those who hope be confirmed. It says, moreover, it shall be when those things, when those things which were predicted have come to pass, that confusion shall fall upon all men, confusion, and some of them shall fail in battle, and some shall perish in anguish, and some of them shall be destroyed by their own. Says, hey, we see all that going on now. I mean, their own people going to destroy their own people, in other words. It says, then the Most High will reveal those peoples, about the house of Israel, children of Israel, children of Zion, or Jerusalem. Then the Most High will reveal those peoples whom he had prepared before. And they shall come and make war with the leaders that shall then be left. Now, hold on now, man. We talked about that. I don't know what is he talking about there. I don't know. We talked about that. About that valley of the dry bones, huh? He said, when the dead shall rise, and the living shall be changed in the twinkling of an eye, and the dead shall rise and become what? A great army. And it told you what the army was going to do. They was going to go out and do what? Make war. Huh? With the leaders that shall then be left. They mean they going to clean house. So our ancestors, in other words, are going to put on their bodies again, of them dry bones, and they're going to go forth, and it said they won't die. They're going to be leaping off of mountains, off of rooftops, and all kind of stuff. Like some stuff you see in a sci-fi movie, huh? They said they won't even die. They said the sword thrust through and they won't die. And they just going for just in the middle of the darkness. They say when they come forward, and the sun and the moon ain't gonna even show their light. Huh? That's why he said, then the Most High will reveal those people, meaning the children of Israel, because remember, you go read the Valley of Dry Bones, it says, who are these bones who lie in this dry valley? Those are the children of Israel, whom he had prepared before, and they shall come and make war with the leaders that shall then be left. It says, and it shall come to pass that whosoever getteth safe out of the war shall die in the earthquake. Because you remember he said that too in the scripture. He said, no matter if you go up into the heavens, I'm going to bring you down. If you go under the sea, I'm going to cause the serpent to bite you. If you go under the earth, I'm going to get you. That's from the Most High. So it ain't, these people going to try to run and hide in bunkers and everything, and they still going to be fine. The Most High still will get them. He says, that whosoever getteth safe out of the earthquake shall be burned by the fire. So this is a confirmation of what he was saying in what was it, the book of Ezekiel, I think it was. I got it in there, I just ain't got it next to me. It says, and whosoever getteth safe out of the fire shall be destroyed by famine. And it shall come to pass that whosoever of the victors and the vanquished getteth safe out and escape of all these things aforesaid shall be delivered into the hands of my servant, the Mashiach. So he said, even if you escape the earthquakes, even if you escape from what? The fire. From the burning of the fire. Because he said he's going to scorch the earth with fire, right? Even if you go hide in the bunker and escape them things, guess what? He said, it shall come to pass that whosoever of the victors and the vanquished getteth safe out and escapeth all these things aforesaid shall be delivered into the hands of my servant, the Mashiach, the Messiah. I mean, who was still going to get you, huh? It says, for all the earth will devour its inhabitants, and the Holy Land shall have mercy on its own. The Holy Land, Jerusalem, shall have mercy on the house of Israel. Man, that's something to think about right there. And he said, ain't nowhere you going to be able to hide. No matter what you do, I'm still going to get you. And if all these fires and earthquakes don't get you, my son, the Mashiach, Yahushua the Mashiach is going to get you. It says, and it shall protect its inhabitants at that time. Man, so we gonna be in there chilling. We gonna be eating fruit, wine, chilling. Right, the rest of these fools run around the earth, cause they done sold us into slavery. They done oppressed us all these years. They did all this wickedness on the earth, and they still ain't. They gonna try to run and hide, but they ain't gonna hide nowhere. Now just think about that. So if I was a betting man, I'd probably say, well, why don't I just, if I know the Most High is protecting the children of Israel in New Jerusalem, why don't I just go there? You think the Most High gonna let them in there? That's why he said is what gonna be at each point. There's gonna be 12 gates, and at each gate you're gonna have cherubims and cherubims, Now if he put 2 cherubims by the Garden of Eden to protect it with a flaming sword going cutting this way and that way, they not getting where we at. we gonna be the only safe place on the planet, When all this stuff go down, we gonna be at the only safe place on the planet. Man. Man. It says, hear this now also regarding the bright lightning, which is come to the consummation after these black waters. So what I'm reading was part of a vision that was given unto Baruch about the black waters, meaning the evilness on the earth, and the lightning, meaning the Mashiach coming, because you remember he said as the sun shining from the east or something like that, about the lightning shining forth from the east to the west, then shall the coming of the Son of Man be. So we know when the Mashiach comes, we're going to be like lightning like we ain't never seen it. So he said regarding this bright lightning, it says this is the word, and we know the word is the Mashiach. It says after the signs have come out, it says after the signs have come, of which thou wast told before, when the nations become turbulent, and the time of my Messiah is come, he shall both consume all the nations, and some of them he shall spare, and some of them he shall slay. So he gonna spare some of the Gentiles to be what? Our servants forever, and the rest of them he gonna slay. Remember he said when they come, I'm going to eat them, and I'm going to tread the wine press, and blood gonna be all sprinkled upon my garments. Man. Verse 3, it says, these things therefore shall come upon the nations which are to be spared by him, by the Messiah. It says, every nation which knoweth not Israel, and have not trodden down the seed of Jacob. Now hold on, what he's saying there? Okay, because when he's saying when the Messiah come, he gonna consume all the nations. He gonna spare some, and he gonna save some. And we know that those he gonna save gonna be the servants of the Israelites forever. So if you just join in, I'm in the Apocalypse of Baruch. Okay, reading concerning about the last days, what's going on. Okay, Apocalypse of Baruch, which is the second book of Baruch in the Apocrypha. Okay. So he's saying every nation which kneweth not Israel. Now we ain't talking about Israel the land, that our enemies have proclaimed to be the land. He talking about the children of Israel. Every nation who knoweth not the children of Israel, who knew not that they took them into captivity and trodden what? Trodden down the seed of Jacob. And who's the seed of Jacob? Jacob is Israel. The seed of the 12 tribes. Have not trodden down. Have not brought them into captivity. Have not slayed them. Shot them dead in the street. Put them in jail for false accusations. All these things, all this oppression and burdens have come upon us from all these masses. You look up the word massa. Massa means burden. So when they say yes a massa, they say yes a burden. Yes a burden. You burden. Yes, a master. So all these masters who have not known Israel or trodden down the seed of Jacob shall indeed be spared. So he ain't talking about everyone. Only the nations who have not took part in the captivity of the children of Israel shall be spared. The rest of the nations, they all going to die. In other words, he just said, he shall slay the rest of them. Hey, not my words. Verse 5, it says, and this because some of every nation shall be subject to thy people. And what subject means? That means they should be our servants to thy people. Hallelujah. It said, but all those who have ruled over you, all our masters, all our oppressors, or have known you, shall be given up to the sword. What you mean have known you? You mean those who know that we the children of Israel, but never said anything, or never said, hey, you know, they got a point. Let's bring them back to their land. Let's pay them their reparations. You know, we ain't took you into slavery. We know who you are. Even y'all ain't gonna escape. It said, shall be given up to the sword. It said, and it shall come to pass when he have brought low everything. That means there ain't gonna be nowhere to run or hide. Everything is gonna be made low. Every mountain is gonna be made low. Every foothill. That is in the world, and have sat down in peace for the age on the throne of his kingdom. Says that joy shall then be revealed, and rest appear. Then we're going to have joy and real rest. And then healing shall descend and do. Be healed of our infirmities. Be healed of all our sicknesses and things that plague us to this day. Okay. It says, and disease shall withdraw, and anxiety and anguish and lamentation shall pass from amongst men, and gladness shall proceed through the whole earth. Hallelujah. It says, and no one shall again die untimely. No one shall die before they turn 18 no more. Before they turn 35. It says, nor shall any adversity suddenly befall. And judgments and rivalings and contentions and revenges and blood and passions and envy and hatred and whatsoever thing are like these shall go into condemnation when they are removed. So in other words, for us to have peace, to have healing, rest, joy, all these things of peace and happiness on the earth, these evil people got to be removed. And the Most High is going to remove these evil people, that all these things may be upon us yet again. Hallelujah. And it says, and whatsoever these things, and whatsoever things are like these shall go into condemnation when they are removed. For it is these very things which have filled this world with evils. And on account of these, the life of man has been greatly troubled. It says, and wild beasts shall come from the forest and minister unto men. And asps, meaning snakes, and dragons shall come forth from their holes to submit themselves to a little child. Remember, he was talking about how the lion gonna lay down with the lion gonna lay down with the lamb, and the ox with the you know, the so forth. All these animals are gonna lay down with each other, and the snake's gonna be running around, and the children are gonna play with the snake and all that, and nothing gonna hurt them. This is what he's talking about. It says, and the asps and the dragon shall come forth from their holes and submit themselves to a little child. And the woman shall no longer then have pain when she bear. She bear children, she don't even have birth pains. It says, nor shall they suffer torment when they yield the fruit of the womb. Now, that doesn't sound like heaven or heaven on earth. So, ain't gonna be no going up no heaven. We're gonna have heaven on earth once the earth is cleansed from all this evil. We're gonna have plenty more children. There's gonna be 7 wives and 1 man. We're gonna have a lot of children. Women gonna have children, not even have birth pains. Ain't gonna have no more periods, none of that going on. All the stuff, basically, when the Messiah comes and takes us and brings us on land and reset this thing the way it's supposed to be, it's gonna be just like it was supposed to be at the beginning, without the serpent in the midst of the Garden of Eden. It's gonna be like Adam and Eve would have had lived their life unto this day. That's how the end of this thing is gonna be for us. Except there being just Adam and Eve, which we know there was more than just Adam and Eve, or Adam and Chawa, which is her name. Chawa mean giver of life. So there was many Adams and many Chawas. So we're gonna, in other words, we're gonna be like Adam and Chawa. We're gonna be like Adam and Eve again upon the earth. Man, it's gonna be a beautiful thing. We're gonna be like, because Adam was like unto a God. Adam was a God, you know, until he ate what? That forbidden fruit, that tree of knowledge of good and evil. But we gonna eat of the tree of life. Because remember, when he kicked him out of the garden, he made sure that Adam didn't eat the tree of life. So that's why he got cursed with all that stuff like that. But you read in the book of Enoch, we're going to take part in the tree of life. We're going to eat the tree of life. We're going to drink the waters of the Holy Spirit, the whole 9. So it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be a beautiful time, man. I ain't going to die. We ain't going to die no more, be sick no more, none of that. You know, no more mortgage, no more rent. We're going to have our own house and our own land. We're going to have our own servants. We're going to be like God's kings and queens around here. It's going to be a very, very beautiful thing. Our children going to have children, and their children going to have children and children. It's going to be a beautiful thing. So, with that, I just, I just encourage y'all to hold on in this thing, because it's almost over now. Because all these things, these 12 parts of the tribulation period, we already see that going on. And it's almost over now, you know. It's almost over in the sense that, you know, our lives, our real lives are about to begin. So this life is about to end. The next life is about to begin. For those who accepted Yeshua the HaMashiach, you know, and had not had a part in keeping the children of Israel in the slavery and out of the knowledge of the truth and so forth. But for the rest of them, you know, their end of this end is just gonna be that, their end. Ain't gonna be no more beginning for them. So make sure you part of the living and not the ending. Choose life and not death, what he said. So with that, I say, Kwam Yasharala, Shalom, Shalom, Israel.